You're in a Tokyo love hotel at 3 a.m. The air is thick with steam from the shower you just took. You grab a towel, glance at the fogged-up mirror, and something's wrong. There's a word traced into the condensation. It's a name. Your name. Only then do you remember the stories people whisper about places like this. Stories of a ghost who gives you until dawn to solve her murder before she claims you for herself. And tonight, that clock has just started ticking. To really get the terror of that moment, you first need to understand the place. In the sprawling, sleepless metropolis of Tokyo, there are buildings designed for secrets. They're called love hotels. These aren't places you book for a week-long vacation. They are short-stay spots, rented by the hour or for a single night, offering something that has long been a precious commodity in Japan: total privacy. The modern love hotel really started taking shape in the late 1960s and early 70s, born from a unique cultural need. The first to use the name was Osaka's Hotel Love, which opened in 1968. In a society where it was common for multiple generations to cram into small homes, young couples had almost nowhere to be alone. The Love Hotel became their escape. The industry absolutely exploded during Japan's bubble economy in the 1980s. Visiting a themed love hotel became a staple of modern dating. To compete, owners poured money into creating these wild, fantastical escapes. In districts like Shibuya's Love Hotel Hill or the backstreets of Shinjuku and Akasaka, you could find rooms designed to look like medieval castles, UFOs, or tropical jungles. There were rooms with full-size carousel horses and rooms with their own private disco floors. Each one was a self-contained fantasy world, a time capsule of an era's desires. But booms turned to busts. As the years passed, the industry began a slow decline. Today, thousands of love hotels stand abandoned, their once vibrant fantasy rooms now peeling and decaying, these forgotten places, filled with the echoes of countless fleeting encounters, have become magnets for urban explorers and, of course, for ghost stories. And this brings us to a story, the kind of chilling tale that feels like it should be a famous urban legend. While you won't find the Akasaka ghost in official folklore collections, it's woven from very real Japanese beliefs about ghosts, yurei, and stigmatized properties known as jiko-buken. The story goes that in a specific room in an older Akasaka love hotel, a woman was murdered, her death covered up. Her ghost remains, bound to the place she died. She's not just some harmless shadow, she has a purpose. The tale says that every so often, an unlucky guest finds their name on the bathroom mirror. From that moment, the door is sealed, the phone is dead. They have until dawn to piece together the clues of her murder left in the room. Succeed, and you're free. Fail, and you're never seen again. It's a terrifying idea, one that taps into the inherent eeriness of these transient spaces. And while for most, it's just a spooky story, for you on this night, it has become horrifyingly real. You'd chosen the hotel for its anonymity and retro charm. It was one of the older spots in Akasaka, a relic from the bubble era called Hotel Seraphim, its neon sign flickering on a quiet side street. You paid at a little automated kiosk, picking room 407, the Grecian spa theme, from a backlit photo. The whole thing was faceless and seamless. You never saw a single employee. Now, standing in that same room, the promise of a quirky night has curdled into pure fear. The door? It's locked. Solid. You've already twisted the handle, shoved your shoulder against it. It's like a solid wall. The room's old rotary phone is completely dead. No dial tone. And your cell phone? No signal. It's a perfect, tech-enforced isolation. You are trapped. You back away from the bathroom, your eyes still fixed on the mirror where your name is now starting to drip as the condensation fades. The room suddenly feels different. The kitschy Greek columns on the walls now feel like pillars in a tomb. The giant circular bed with its gaudy satin comforter looks like a sacrificial altar. The air is heavy and cold, and it smells strange, like old perfume and dampness. Panic is a tidal wave. Your first instinct is to scream, to bang on the walls, to break a window. But the window is a single thick pane of glass overlooking a dark alley 4 stories down. It won't break. And who would even hear you? This place was designed to muffle sound, to keep secrets in. Breathe. You have to breathe. The story, it said you have until dawn. You glance at the clock. 3:17 a.m. Dawn in Tokyo is around 6:30 a.m. this time of year, just over 3 hours. The story also said there were clues, that solving the murder is the only way out. This isn't just a haunting. It's a Test A grim, supernatural escape room. Your fear, white-hot and paralyzing moments ago, starts to cool and sharpen into a desperate resolve. You're not a victim. Not yet. You have to be a detective. Your life depends on it. You take one last look at the locked door, then turn to face the room. The investigation begins. Where do you even start? The room is a time capsule of 90s luxury. You decide to be methodical. Treat it like a real crime scene. You start with the most obvious place, under the bed. Kneeling down, you run your hand across the dusty floor. Your fingers brush against something papery. You pull it out. It's a faded, creased receipt from the hotel. The date is from 15 years ago. It's for an overnight stay in this room, 407. And at the bottom, where a guest would sign, there's a name in elegant script. Yuki. Yuki. Is that her? The ghost? The name feels important. You pocket the receipt and keep searching. You check the mini fridge, the karaoke machine binder, the humming massage chair in the corner. Nothing. You move to the vanity. The drawers are empty, just some cheap complimentary toiletries. But in the very back of the bottom drawer, your fingers close around something hard, an old instant camera. Your heart quickens. The film cartridge is empty, but the little counter on top reads 1. One photo left inside. With trembling hands, you lift the camera, aim it at a blank wall, and press the shutter. A whirring click, and a white square slides out. You watch as the image slowly appears. It's a photo from this room. You can see the circular bed, the gaudy columns. In the foreground is a man, but his face is completely blown out by the camera's flash reflecting in the mirror behind him. He's holding up a glass, toasting. Sitting on the bed behind him, slightly out of focus, is a woman with long, dark hair. She isn't smiling. Her face, though blurry, looks incredibly sad. Yuki. It has to be her. So you have a victim and a faceless suspect. What happened here? You look around the room again. The centerpiece of the Grecian spa is a huge, heart-shaped jacuzzi tub. It seems too central to be just decoration. You climb into the dry tub, running your hands along the tiles. They're all solid, firm. But then, behind a statue of a cherub, you feel it. One tile is loose. Your adrenaline spikes. You wedge your fingernails into the grout, wiggling it until it finally comes free. Behind it is a small, dark space. Reaching inside, your fingers touch something cold and metallic, and something soft and leathery. You pull them out. It's a single pearl earring and a small, pocket-sized diary. its leather cover warped by water damage. You know, with absolute certainty, this was Yuki's. You sit on the edge of the tub and carefully open the diary. Many pages are ruined. The ink bled into blue clouds. But some entries near the back are still readable. October 12th, one reads, "He brought me here again. Room 407, our place. He says he loves me, that he'll leave his wife soon. But when he looks at me sometimes, I see something cold." You frantically flip the fragile pages. November 3rd. I found out the truth. A friend at his company told me. His wife, she's the CEO's daughter. His whole career is tied to her. He will never leave her. It was all a lie. The final readable entry is terrifying. The handwriting is shaky, rushed. November 28th. I told him I know. I told him I would tell his wife everything. He went silent. Then he smiled and said we should meet tonight, at our place, to talk. He sounded so calm, but I am so scared. I feel like I'm walking into a trap. I'm writing this in the taxi. I hope I'm wrong. There are no more entries. November 28th. You pull out the hotel receipt. The date is November 29th, for a stay that was never completed. This is it. She came here to confront him, and he silenced her. In this room. As this realization hits you, the lights flicker violently and then die, plunging you into total darkness. This is the kind of rabbit hole that's impossible to turn away from. These strange stories hidden just beneath the surface of our world. If you find these investigations as compelling as I do, consider subscribing. It's a small, free way to make sure you don't miss what we uncover next. Now back to the darkness of room 407. The blackness is absolute, and in the silence, you hear a new sound, a soft, rhythmic dripping from the bathroom. No, not a drip. It's the sound of water running, the shower just turned on by itself. You are not alone. She's here. Every nerve is screaming at you to just curl up and wait for the sun. But the diary, the photo, this isn't just about your survival anymore, it's about Yuki. The story is a tragedy, and you're the only one who knows the truth. Using the dim light of your phone screen, you get up and walk slowly toward the bathroom. The sound of the shower grows louder. Steam, cold and unnatural, billows out from the doorway. You step inside. The shower is on full blast. The mirror is completely fogged over, and through the translucent shower door, you see a shape, a dark silhouette, the figure of a woman with long, dark hair. Yuki. A strange calm settles over you. You've pieced together her final hours. You've witnessed her fear. You raise your voice, speaking to the silhouette. "I know what happened to you," you say, your voice surprisingly steady. "He brought you here. The man in the photograph. He promised you everything, but he was lying. You were going to expose him, and he killed you." The water stops. The silence is deafening. You continue, "He killed you, and he got away with it." Slowly, the shower door creaks open. The apparition that stands there isn't some monster. It's the translucent, shimmering form of the woman from the photo. Her expression is one of profound, bottomless sorrow. She looks at you, her eyes piercing through you, and then she slowly lifts a spectral hand and points at the mirror. You turn. The steam is thick, but one spot in the center is clearing, as if by an unseen hand. Letters are appearing again. You watch as a name materializes, the same name you saw before. Your name. But as the last of the steam clears, you realize your mistake. The panic, the bad lighting, the condensation, It tricked your eyes. The characters were Japanese. You had read them as your own foreign name, forced into the shapes of katakana script. But now, seeing them clearly, you realize it wasn't your name at all. It was his, the man who killed her. The final clue wasn't for you to find. It was for you to understand. The story was wrong. The ghost didn't want another victim, she wanted a witness. She wanted someone to know his name, to finally break the silence he forced on her 15 years ago. As you whisper his name aloud, a shudder runs through the entire room. The ghost of Yuki looks at you one last time, and for the first time, a flicker of peace crosses her tragic face. Then, she dissolves like smoke. At that exact moment, you hear a loud, metallic click, the sound of the deadbolt on the hotel room door sliding open. Outside, you see the first faint, gray light of dawn breaking over the Tokyo skyline. That love hotel, or one just like it, still stands in Akasaka. There are no official records of a murder in a Hotel Seraphim. No reports, no scandals, no headlines. Nothing to suggest that anything terrible ever happened there. And the man whose name appeared on that mirror, he likely went on with his life as if nothing had happened at all, his career quietly built on a secret no one ever challenged. But the story remains powerful because it's stitched together from very real elements of Japanese belief. It grows from the idea of jikobuken, properties where tragedies happened, where the walls themselves seem to hold on to the past, places that landlords can repaint and renovate, but never truly cleanse. As more of these bubble-era love hotels collapse into dust and peeling wallpaper, they become silent monuments. Every room is a time capsule, holding the echoes of people who moved through them for an hour, a night, or a lifetime. And maybe, somewhere behind one of those forgotten doors, another story just like this one is still waiting. Waiting for someone who can listen. Waiting for someone who can understand. Waiting for a name to finally be spoken in the first light of a new day. Because some ghosts don't want revenge. They just don't want to be forgotten. If you want to explore more legends like this, the stories hidden between cultures, shadows, and borders, subscribe to Horror Across Borders. We bring you new tales from the world's darkest corners every week. Until next time, remember, some rooms never let go.